So he said here is that this is another small book written by the same author, not on As-Sayyidu ilallahi wa dar al-akhirah, traveling to Allah and the hereafter, but instead he wrote this book on Husnul Khuluq, good conduct, good behavior. I had asked the question, is there a connection between Husnul Khuluq and between Tazkiyat al-Nafs, Ta'deeb, Zuhd, right? The spiritual purification, divorcing the worldly life, renunciating the pleasures of this world, etc. Some brothers said yes, for sure. Some brothers said no. Some brothers gave detail. In general, of course they have to be connected and related. Husnul Khuluq is supposed to be a fruit and a process. And at the same time, you fighting and working on your good character and your behavior is also a means of you obtaining tazkiyah. An example of this, a part of Husnul Khuluq is al-judu was-sakha. أليس ذلك كذلك؟ الكرم. You being generous. It's good behavior, being generous, being open-handed. The more generous you are, the less stingy you are, there lies no doubt the purer and cleaner your nafs is. Bukhul, stinginess, is an illness and a disease. It's a type of dirt of the soul. There's no doubt about that. Alright? Okay, what does Allah say about the disbelievers? That they always do what? كَذَّبَ وَتَوَلَّى بَخِلَ and what? Staghna. This is okay? So the believers and generous to all people. It's supposed to be generous to Allah. How you be stingy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Be generous to yourself by good deeds. Invest in the hereafter. You're supposed to be generous to your people, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your teacher, your student. That's shadidalik. Okay? You're not supposed to be a tight-fisted person. Quran talks about the munafiqun is that they're what? وَيَقْبِضُونَ أَيْدِيَهُمْ. They clench their fists. They're stingy. So a big part of Iman is generosity. So it's mine. I worked for it. I bought it. You asked me for it. It's my favorite, but I'm going to give it to you. So that feeling, that was the short nafs. That was the greed. That was the stinginess. And by me giving it, I did what? What did I do? I broke it. But then another brother, he comes and he asks me for this. I said, no, Allah. If I keep breaking it, then what happens? That's a type of tazkiyah. That's you conquering your nafs. So they are what? They're connected. They're what? They're connected. Alright. Good character. And the most important part of good character, Husnul Khuluq, is Husnul Khuluq ma'Allah. You being good in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they are what? They are connected. Alright, طيب. Ibn Sa'di, rahimahullah ta'ala, he says, كان في الكتاب والسنة من النصوص الحاثة على حسن الخلق المثني على أصحاب الذاكرة ما لهم من الفضائل والفواضل وذلك لما اشتمل عليه من الخلق الجميل وما يترتب عليه من المنافع المصالح العامة والخاصة فمن أجل فوائده امتثال أمر الله وأمر رسوله والاقتداء بخلق النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم العظيم وأنه في نفسه عبادة عظيمة تتناول من زمان العبد وقتا طويلا وفي راحة وعلم مع حصول الأجر العظيم. Alright, so the importance of Husnul Khuluq according to Quran and Sunnah. Why is it so important to have good character? Why is it so virtuous to have good character? What are the fruits and the benefits of having good character, Husnul Khuluq? That's what the author is talking about here. He says, how replete are the Quran and Sunnah with texts encouraging good character, praising those who possess it, and mentioning the virtues and merits. This is due to the beautiful qualities it encompasses and the general and specific benefits and interests it leads to. كم يعني للتكثير. There are now many verses in a hadith that talk about husnul khuluq, such as اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم. أين الثناء؟ أين الفضل؟ هذا نهي، نريد الثناء على حسن الخلق والحث عليه والحض عليه، ترغيب فيه.
هاتين في الجنة،
هذا أمر كذلك.
أنا وصاحب الخلق كهاتين في الجنة، قال صاحب الخلق الحسن.
طيب، الحث على معاملة الأيتام، أرامل، البنات، حسن الخلق. طيب، what else do we have in Quran and Sunnah that encourages us to have good behavior? That's a command. كونوا مع صادقين. ما له خيار. There's no choice but to be truthful. اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن. You have no what? No choice. But where does Allah say that it's a good thing, a virtuous thing? Where does Allah encourage us to have husnul khuluq? Yes. طيب. Where do we have guys in Hudayfa ibn Yaman? تفضل. آية وحديث. وقل لعبادي يقول هذا أمر. That's a command. وإذا أحييتم بتحية بأحد هذا أمر. أنا وكافر اليتيم كهاتين في الجنة مثل الذي ذكره الشيخ. He who's kind to an orphan, who takes care of an orphan will be like this. Me and him will be like this in Jannah. هذا ليس فيه أمر وليس فيه نهي وإنما فيه إخبار. والإخبار يتضمن الثناء والترغيب والحث. The Prophet is encouraging us to treat orphans and to take care of orphans correctly, kindly. جميل. طيب, number 3. أكمل المؤمنين إن أكمل المؤمنين إيمانا أحسنهم أو أحسنهم خلقا. The believers who have the most complete faith, not what they say with their tongues, not what they claim, أنا أحسن منك ودعوة الله. Those who have the best character. That's not a command, that's not a prohibition, but that is a what? Targheeb. Allah is encouraging you to be from those believers who are most complete. Very good. Anything else? إنما يعني ما بعثت لشيء إلا لهذه المهمة. إنما بعثت. I've only been sent لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق. Alright, جميل. Alright, let's move forward to the next section of the book. The author says, حذيفة تقرأ. ومن فوائده أنه يحبب صاحبه للقريب والبعيد ويجعل العدو صديقا والبعيد قريبا وبه يتمكن الداعي إلى الله والمعلم للخير من دعوته ويجمع الخلق إليه بقلوب راغبة وقبول واستعداد لوجود السبب وانتفاء مانع فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك. طيب, بسم الله. Our reader, no reader, no volunteer. تفضل أخي. بسم الله. Yeah, you. بسم الله. Let's go. Too shy? You can't be shy. You can't learn if you're shy. طيب, no more. Bismillah. Yeah. Why not? Your neighbor. Bismillah. Amon. Bismillah. Why are you so far?
among its benefits is
from the benefits of husnul khuluq. Not the command, but the fawaid, encouraging.
is that it endears its possessor to those near and far.
Everybody loves a person with good character. Even if someone is mean or nasty to you, it's because they're jealous that they don't have what you have. And they're embarrassed and shamed. You shine while they don't. But for real, they aspire to be like you. For the waqqa. Deep down inside, like, dang man, he's alright. I wish, but they're too wretched. Among its benefits
Is that it endears its possessor to those near and far, turns enemies into friends.
near and far. Someone who never met you, who saw your good character, he'll love you. That's a fact. Total stranger.
And brings the distant close.
Brings the distant close. Somebody that's not that, by good character, he'll come close to you, inshallah.
It enables those who call to Allah and teaches of good to effectively convey their message.
You cannot be an effective da'iyah, an effective mu'allim مع سوء الخلق. مهما دعيت لنفسك ولجماعتك. No matter what claim you make, your character is ugly, nasty, and it smells. You claim to be upon the truth, and everyone else is upon falsehood. Right? Look at the akhlaq of your followers. And most importantly, the students are symbolic of the teacher. Don't ever forget that. The students and the disciples, they represent the teacher. The teacher can say whatever he wants. Look at the behavior of the followers.
Drawing people to them with willing hearts, acceptance, and readiness, due to the presence of the cause and absence of obstacles.
The wujud is separate, and there's nothing that stops them from coming close to you.
So, by what mercy from Allah were you lenient?
Allah speaking to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. O Muhammad, if you were hard on them, if you were harsh to them, they wouldn't be here to this very day. They would have scattered. فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. And this proves that husnul khuluq is a what? A gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's a gift from who? From Allah. طيب. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ.
And if you had been rude and harsh in heart, they would have fled from you.
Allah understand. How can I read this in the Quran and then have bad character as a da'iyah, caller to Allah, disrespectful, mean, harsh, nasty to the people, always having the worst thoughts of the people. دائما سوء الظن وسيء الظن إنما قصدت كذا وإنما أردت كذا وإنما شابه. You're not reading this verse in the Quran? غليظ القلب. Alright, فضل.
They would have fled from you.
They would have fled from you. He then says, وهو بنفسه إحسان قد يزيد على الإحسان المالي إنكم لن تسعوا الناس بأموالكم ولكن ليسعهم منكم حسن الخلق فمتى اجتمع الأمران فهو الكمال ومتى فقد الإحسان المالي ناب عنه حسن الخلق والإحسان الحالي والمقالي فربما صار له موقع أكبر من نفع المال. تفضل. The person with good character could be more beneficial than the benefactor. The benefactor with his wealth. Muhsin.
As stated in a hadith, you will not be able to win people over with your wealth, but you can win them over with the cheerful.
The money is only going to go but so far. It's not going to go but so far. It's going to go somewhere, but it's only going to go but so far. But the husnul khuluq is no limit. It's not, the husnul khuluq doesn't run out of gas. There is no out of coverage. Husnul khuluq goes all distances. Money has a limit.
But you can win them over with a cheerful face and good character.
Clear.
the epitome of perfection.
Epitome.
Epitome of perfection. When financial generosity is lacking, good character and kindness in behavior and speech can compensate for it. Perhaps having an even greater impact than financial benefit.
Okay, if Allah blesses you with money and generosity and husnul khuluq, Allah gave you the best of both worlds. طيب بسم الله. وهو بالخلق الحسن وطمأنينة القلب وراحته يتمكن من معرفة العلوم التي سعى لإدراكها والمعارف التي يفكر في تحصيلها وبه يتمكن المناظر والمخامن من إبداء حجته وفهم حجة صاحبه ويسترشد بذلك إلى الصواب قولا وعملا وكما أنه سبب لهذين الأمرين في نفسه فهو من أقوى الدواعي لحصولهما لمن خاصمه أو ناظره أن الله يعطي على الرفق ما لا يعطي على العنف. With good character along with tranquil
comfortable heart, one is better able to acquire the knowledge they seek and understand the concepts they contemplate. Through good character, one engaged in debate or dispute and better present their argument.
You can't understand if you're so impulsive, hasty, if you have negative thoughts, if you're toxic, your thoughts are toxic, if you're greedy. Understand? If you without husnul khuluq, your senses are going to be clogged. You're not going to be as mentally sharp. Everyone understand this?
Through good character, one engaged in debate or dispute can better present their argument and understand their opponent's perspective. This leads to guidance towards what is correct, both speech and action.
So a marriage, a husband and wife have an argument right now. Husband is shouting, he's angry, he's mad. He may miss the entire point that his wife was trying to get across to him. Or vice versa. She's going crazy, screaming, shouting, emotional. You didn't even listen to what I'm trying to say. But if you were calm, if you would just slow down just a little bit, you would easily get the point. And you would understand my point of view, even if you disagree. But you get what I'm trying to say to you? Do you understand why I'm mad? I'm not mad at you for this, I'm upset because of that. When you have khuluq versus su'ul khuluq.
Just as it helps in these matters for oneself, it's also the strongest motivators for teaching them to those with whom one debates with. Allah gives.
It's easier to win people over through kindness than through harshness and violence. That's a fact. History has taught us that. How many armies invaded this country and they mistreated the inhabitants? Then what happened? Partisans, guerrilla, this, that, lines of communication. It's easier to win them over. Husnul khuluq. We're not here to enslave and to rape and take and steal and plunder. We're liberating you from your past evil rulers. We want to give you a better opportunity. That's always better for you. Indeed, the hadith states,
Allah gives for gentleness what He does not give for harshness.
Allah allows more things to go through, to take place through gentleness, more than violence. Never forget that principle. وبالخلق الحسن يسلم العبد من مضار العجلة والطيش لرزانته وصبره ونظره لكل ما يمكن من الاحتمالات وتجنب ما يخشى ضرره. وبالخلق الحسن يتمكن من الوفاء بالحقوق الواجبة والمستحبة والأهل والأولاد والأقارب والأصحاب والجيران والمعاملين وسائر من بينه وبينه مخالطة أو حق. فكم من حقوق أضيعت من جراء سوء الخلق. بسم الله. حذيفة تفضل. You guys arguing? تفضل in the brown shirt. بسم الله. You in the brown. Yeah. You أنت. It's brown, right? بسم الله. Abdullah.
With good times of haste and restlessness, due to their composure, patience, and consideration of all possible outcomes. While avoiding what might be harmful, with good character, one can fulfill both obligatory and recommended rights for his family, children, relatives, friends, neighbors, business associates, and all those with whom he has a relationship or obligation. So, how many rights have been lost due as a result of poor character?
All right, haste and recklessness. You make poor decisions when you're in a rush, when you panic. Is this not the case? In sports, the champion, it's only a few minutes left in the game. We're down. We got to score. We got to get the ball back. It's calm, composure, nerves of steel, focus, concentrate. Don't worry about this, one play at a time. When you rush, it's 30 seconds left on the clock. There's plenty of time. Slow down. Get closer. Manage the clock. But when you rush, you're reckless, you throw, you fumble, you mess up. Husnul khuluq is universal in the deen and in the dunya. Sabr, composure, being level-headed, controlling your temper, controlling your ego. Many marriages are broken up, divorce happens because people are hasty. Talaq. Right? Yeah, Sheikh, I was angry, I was mad, I really didn't mean it. Khalas. Khalas. A woman, divorce me, divorce me, divorce me, divorce me, divorce me, divorce me. Give me talaq right now. And the man says he ignores her. Then he gives up, he quits, and he gives her a talaq. Obviously, she's going to say, well, I didn't really want you to divorce me. I just asked you 50 times. But that's not what I really wanted. The man is supposed to be what? Aql, hazm. Supposed to be in control of your emotions. You young men, a lot of you guys in this generation, you have no emotional intelligence. It's a fact. You don't have no composure, no patience. The smallest thing happens, you lose your calm, you lose your composure. You start crying and whining. فإن صاحب الخلق الحسن يسلم غالبا من الانتصار لنفسه والتعصب لقوله لأن الانتصار للنفس والتعصب يحمل على الاحتساف وعدم الإنصاف وأن صاحب الخلق الحسن في راحة حاضرة ونعيم عاجل فإن قلبه مطمئن ونفسه ساكنة وهذا مادة الراحة العاجلة وطيب العيش. يا شيخ كم في جماعتك وفرقتك من تعصب؟ أنتم تدعون اتباع أن الحق لا يعرف بالرجال لكن كل تقليد وتعصب لشيخك ولجماعتك لا خير إلا في جماعتك وطائفتك. إيش هذا؟ تعصب يعني هذا تعصب للشيخ. تفضل. بسم الله. He passed it on. Stubborn in your own opinion or pig-headed, you're going to suffer in life. You only see the good in your opinion. There's no good in anything else that anyone else is saying. You're going to have a hard life. Listen to me, young men. If you only see what you want to see, it's not what so far you're going to go in life. Deen and in dunya. You got to be willing to listen, to entertain. You don't have to agree, but just be willing to hear what the next person is saying. Be fair. Be just. Be balanced. A person of good character anxiety and depression come from the lack of bliss, the lack of tranquility of the heart, and the lack of a calm soul. I'm always nervous and jumpy and scared and worried and afraid. Fadal. وكما أن سيء الخلق في شقاء حاضر وعذاب مستمر ونزاع ظاهري وباطني مع نفسه وأولاده ومخالطيه يشوش عليه حياته ويكدر أوقاته مع ما يترتب على ذلك من فوات تلك الآثار الطيبة والتعرض لضدها. وبهذا ونحوه يتبين معنى قوله إن العبد لا يدرك بحسن خلقه درجة الصائم القائم. He's always in turmoil. And this is why you find people who are always at odds with other people have bad character. You get a job, you lose the job. You get married, you get divorced. You're working at a masjid, you get fired from that masjid. You start a project, you stop that project. You make a friend, you lose that friend. And it's just always drama with you, always. A fight and a fuss. Always. It's never ever just chill and relax and calm. You're always the victim. It's always problems. This one and that one and flan and flan. And it's a cycle. It just keeps happening. Frog jumps from one lily pod to the next lily pod. This masjid, this brother, this sister, there's always drama. Because they suffer from internal turmoil. They are not at peace with themselves. And they're in constant misery. With himself, first and foremost. With what? That's first and foremost. You're at war with yourself. And then, of course, you're going to be at war with your children and those around them. Wife, neighbor, teacher, student, anyone that you mix with is always drama. Because you have to keep starting and what? Stopping. It takes years to forge a relationship. You spend all those years and then what? Rip. Then you move on to what? Another one, and you do the what? The same thing. وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّتِي إيش؟ بعد إيش؟ قوة أنكاثا. Allah says, don't rip it apart. How long did it take to crochet and to knit that thing? It took a while, a lot of effort. You get mad and you do what? That's life. Just think about that. Think about yourself if you have this problem. How many friendships and relationships have I been in and out with? How many marriages? In and out. How many jobs? In and out. It's a mushkila. Da'wah, right? Today, mashallah, you this and that. Mu'tadid. Dal mudil. Then what happens again? Another sheikh comes to visit the masjid. He does a dawrah. Mashallah. Khair, fayda, wa nafi'. Dal mudil. Yatakarrar. That cycle continues. What's going to happen to the people? Yudhi'u. You can't build like that. You can't build, destroy, and build. It's impossible. And it all comes from su'ul khuluq. Bad character, turmoil, conflict with people. Because you aren't at peace with yourself. طيب فإن قلت إذا كان حسن الخلق له هذه الفضائل والآثار الحسنة فهل للاتصاف به أسباب يتمكن العبد من فعلها أم هي مجرد موهبة؟ قلت ما من صنعة حميدة ظاهرة أو باطنة إلا وقد يسر الله للعبد حصولها ونهج الطرق الموصلة إليها وعان عليها بكل وسيلة وكلما كملت الصفات كثرت الطرق المفضية إليها مع أن الغرائز والطبائع الأصلية أعظم عليها وصاحبها إذا سعى أدنى سعي أدرك مراده. Go down a little more deeper. It says, you may ask, given that good character has these virtues and positive effects, are there ways people can actually develop? Or is it just a natural gift? The answer is Allah has made every good quality, whether outward or inward, achievable. Think about that. Every good quality, zahiran or batinan, you can what? You can get it. You can achieve it. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. He has laid out the path to reach them and provided help through every means. All right, so intelligence. Is it natural or is it manufactured? Intelligence. Everybody agree? They're just born what? Smart. His brother's naturally tall. He's just tall. His brother's naturally strong, brolic, naturally handsome, naturally smooth, right? Nice, he can dress, whatever the case may be. All right, anybody else? Any other opinions about intelligence? Natural? Is it a gift from Allah? Is it something that you achieve, or is it something else? Qism Thalith? There's a little bit of this and what? A little bit of that. So Allah created you, you were born smart, mashallah. If you read books, what will happen? You go to school, you travel the world, you watch documentaries, you read the encyclopedia, you sit with other people who are smarter, you're going to become what? Smarter. Or, I was born and I'm not the smartest person. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. But because I read what? So many books, because I traveled to so many places, because I paid attention in school, I took my little intelligence and did what with it? And la shak, like working out. I wasn't born with the muscles, but I did what? Worked out. Earn. Naturally generous. Or we can be naturally stingy. If you're naturally stingy, you have to do what? You work on your stinginess. If you're naturally scared, I'm not a brave person, I'm just naturally, like a chicken type of person, you have to do what? You have to break your fear. You have to embrace your fear, yes. So husnul khuluq could be from Allah, and there is also a hand that you play in husnul khuluq, just like tazkiyatun nafs. Tayyib. Next page. فاعلم أن من أعظم ما يعين على هذا الخلق الجميل التفكر في الآثار السابقة المترتبة عليه. One of the best ways to develop this beautiful character is to think about everything we just mentioned. And I always say this to people. How to preserve time, thinking about the virtue of time. Think about the virtue of a thing, and it helps you to actually do and perform the thing. Keep your eyes on the what? On the prize. Constantly remind yourself why it's so special and good. Keep thinking about it. Keep daydreaming. Keep fantasizing about holding the trophy. And that makes it easy for you to do what? Whatever you need to do to get that what? To get that trophy. Are you understand this? So think about fada'il, the virtues of husnul khuluq. It becomes easier for you to go out and what? Work on your bad character. Ibn Sa'di rahimahullah ta'ala, he then states, فَإِنَّ مَعْرِفَةَ ثَمَرَاتِ الْأَشْيَاءِ وَحُسْنِ عَوَاقِبِهَا مِنْ أَكْبَرِ الدَّوَاعِي إِلَى فِعْلِهَا وَالسَّعِي إِلَيْهَا. He says, knowing, can you move up, Hudayfa, please? Knowing what good things come from our actions is one of the strongest motivators to actually do them. And this is why the ulama of Islam always mention fadlu talab al-ilm, fada'il al-ilm, jami'u bayan al-ilmi wa fadlihi. ليكن هذا يعني, let the student knowledge always be thinking about إن معلم الخير يستغفر له. طيب قل هل يستوي الذين يعلمون إنما يخشى الله من عباده. Amen. Abadan. You keep thinking about the virtue of a thing, and that keeps you motivated, because you're going to lose motivation in life. You start off hot, you're going to calm down and cool down. How do you go back to being hot? You got to keep thinking, What made you hot in the first place? And what's the reward for being hot? That's check. If we win, this is going to be the reward. There are incentives. So you got to constantly think about that, right? All right. He then states, rahimahullah ta'ala, back up, Khalifa. وَإِنَّ عِظَمَ الْأَمْرِ he says, وإن عظم الأمر واعترضت الصعوبات فإن المواراة إذا أفضت إلى ضدها هانت وحلت وكلما تصعبت النفس عليه ذكرها تلك الآثار وما تجتني بالصبر من الثمار فإنها تلين وتنقاد طائعة منشرحة الصدر محتسبة راجية حصول تلك المطالب. He says here, even when things
Even when things seem overwhelming and difficulties pile up, then remember that enduring hardship eventually leads to become easier and manageable. Whenever your soul finds it difficult, remind it of the benefits and the truth that it aims to experience. Your soul will then soften and cooperate willingly. And the open heart will be peace.
That's golden advice. طيب, let's move forward. ومن أعظم الأسباب علو الهمة ورغبة العبد في مكارم الأخلاق وأنها أولى ما اكتسبته النفوس وأجل غنيمة غنمها الموفقون فبحسب قوة رغبته في ذلك يسهل عليه نيل هذا الخلق الجميل. ومن الأسباب أن يتأمل هل يجلب له سوء الخلق إلا الأسف الدائم والهم الملازم والآثار القبيحة فيبرأ بنفسه عن هذا الخلق الذميم.
Another major factor is having high aspirations and mainly wanting noble character traits. You need to understand that these qualities are the most worthwhile things a person can ever acquire. They are the greatest treasure.
That's the best thing to have. حسن الخلق. Better than money, better than diamonds, gold, better than cars, better than this and that.
The stronger your desire for this, the easier it becomes to develop a beautiful character.
So if you want to go overseas and study in Medina, day and night, you need to be reading the books that talk about the virtues of seeking knowledge. And when you go to Medina, and you're actually studying and sitting with the scholars and learning, you need to have ليكون لك يعني ورد يومي من مطالعة هذه الكتب كتب آداب الطلب. You gotta keep reading the books that talk about the virtues of seeking knowledge and the etiquette of seeking knowledge. Naam.
Another approach is to reflect on what bad character actually means nothing but constant.
Think about the opposite. Bad character leads to a dead end. Whenever I lose my temper, whenever I get angry, how many bad things happen in my life? Whenever I'm greedy, what happens to me? Whenever I'm lustful, what happens to me? Whenever I'm scared and afraid and I don't put my foot down, people run and walk all over me. Is this not the case? It brings you stress, it brings you worry, it brings you sadness, regret. Su'ul khuluq is going to make you feel terrible. So think about how it feels terrible before that time comes. Think about it. It's going to feel really, really bad afterwards. Keep reminding yourself, keep your eyes on the prize.
When you see this clearly, you will naturally want to try to foster
Tayyib, bismillah. Next section, the author rahimahullah, he says, ومن الأسباب رياضة النفس وتمرينها على هذا الخلق وتوطينها على كل سبب يدرك به هذا الخلق الفاضل فيوطنها على معارضات الأقوال وأنه لا بد من مخالفتهم في العلوم والإرادات ولا بد أيضا من أذية قولية أو فعلية يتوطن على تحمل الأذى وليعلم أن الأذى القولي لا يضر إلا من قاله. Another method is training and conditioning your soul, your mind as well. Constantly training yourself for this character, preparing it for every means by which this virtuous character can be achieved. You should prepare yourself for opposing viewpoints. You're too soft, you're too easy, you're too quiet, you're too patient, you're too forgiving, you're too generous, you're too nice. People want to run over you, people want to do this to you, you gotta be, you have to stab them in the back. You're too. Get ready for people to have a different opinion, to have a different view. This is golden advice for young men and women. If you're trying to do anything positive in life, prepare for haters. People want to tell you, oh, don't go overseas. It's a waste of time. Oh, no, oh, no. Don't ever forget that. He says, He says, you should prepare yourself for opposing viewpoints, knowing that disagreements are inevitable. It's going to come a time in which you differ with somebody. Someone is going to disagree with you. It's not the end of the world. You have already prepared yourself. Husnul khuluq. He says, verbal or physical harm is unavoidable. There's no way around it. Even if you're pious and righteous, the trouble will find its way to you one day out of your life. So you must prepare yourself to endure it. Remember that verbal harm only truly hurts the person who says it. Allahu Akbar. Think about that. Verbal harm is only hurting yourself. You're not hurting anyone. But in reality, you're only doing damage to yourself. ومن الحزم قوة أن يكون الإنسان بحيث لا يتأثر بكلام يقصد به إحفاظه وإغضابه بل يعلم أنه إذا غضب أو تأثر فقد أعان المتكلم على نفسه وإن لم يبال به ولم يلقه باله وتم به ويكترث به فقد قابل القائل بما يكرهه لأن جل مقصد عدوه إيلام قلبه وإدخال الهم والغم والخوف على قلبه فكما يسعى بدفع ما يريد إيلام ظاهره فليسعى بدفع ما يريد إيلام باطنه بترك الاهتمام به. هذا الكلام يكتب بماء العينين لو تدبرناه يعني خاصة في مجال الدعوة. He says, listen carefully to these words. He says, it is wise and it shows real strength. Person remains unaffected somewhere, some way, you're going to you're going to find the cause behind harmony, found in lack of peace of heart. Khair, inshallah. We'll stop here. Reading the next out from the book. That's about maybe a little more or a little less than half of the book. Inshallah, all the brothers here and the sisters here, you have access to the book. What we explained, you can review. You can expound upon it further. What we didn't read, what we didn't explain, you can use the principles that I gave you, how to understand and take more out of the rest of the book, even though the book is clear and self-explanatory. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll try to take questions now. We'll stop. If there are questions from the brothers or from the sisters, please feel free, don't be shy. We'll try our best to answer the questions if we know the answer. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, wa jazakumullahu khairan. So here, we'll take a question from the line, if there are no questions here.
طالب علم how respecting علماء or scholars.
احترام العلماء.
أنت جديد يعني.
طيب يعني لا يمكن. If you don't respect the people who came before you, you're not going to succeed. You'll never succeed. And he who respects his elder or senior or teacher, he respects himself. And know for sure that the people who already did it, who achieved it, they can help you on your journey and your path. So respect is obligatory, first and foremost. Respecting Allah, respecting the people, respect yourself. So just think about it. Every day you wake up, you got 3 categories. Allah's rights, rights of my own nafs, rights of the people. If you can check all 3 boxes, you're a winner. Allah's rights, my rights, people's rights. And included in the people, وَخَلَقَ النَّاسِ, your teachers, your ulama. There's no doubt about that. The Prophet ﷺ says, to you, I'm like your father. I'm like a father to you. He said this to the Sahaba, إِنَّمَا أَنَا لَكُمْ بِمَنْزِلَةِ الْوَالِدِ. Teaching them about release, adab qada al-hajjah, going to the bathroom. إِنَّمَا أَنَا لَكُمْ بِمَنْزِلَةِ الْوَالِدِ. I'm like your father. So how much respect do you show to your father? You have to show that to your teacher. لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه من والده. لماذا؟ لأن النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام, the Prophet gave you the way to Jannah. So in reality, the Prophet gave you more than father. And your teacher, the one who's teaching Allah's words, no one can come close to what that teacher is doing for you. Period. So how can you not show that person respect? Secondly, you are going to play yourself if you think that you don't have to show respect to people who came before you. Thirdly, it's going to come back to haunt you. The disrespect that you show to someone will come back to you. So just be mindful of that. And being brutally honest, the different dawah groups, masjids, sheikhs, students, whoever, in which that's their slogan. يعني سماهم الإساءة، سماهم سوء الخلق، التكبر على الآخرين، وعدم الاعتراف بالفضل ولأهل الفضل. هذا صارت شعارهم. يعني known for that, having no respect, even if you differ with someone, or even if the person is wrong. He's older than you, he came before you. I differ, I disagree, but still has to be some respect. And last but not least, number 4, if you constantly argue with your teacher, know for sure you won't get but so much knowledge from your teacher. And if you look at Abdullah ibn Abbas and the students of Abdullah ibn Abbas, why some of them were greater than others. Read about what they said. He used to argue with Ibn Abbas, كان يتلطف مع Ibn Abbas. And that's why he got all of the tafsir, and he only got إرسال. So just think about that, huh? والله تعالى أعلم. تفضل ضيفة.
Just like, for example, like getting paid and work comes in, like you have to work, you have something happen. How can can you still continue that line?
Working and seeking knowledge. I spoke on this. That's fully hadith on seeking knowledge. Volume 1 and Volume 2. Risk from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Balance. Time management. And learning how to kill two birds with one stone. So I'm working, but what I'm doing doesn't require all my attention. So I put my AirPods. I'm listening to something as I'm working. So I'm reviewing the Quran. I'm listening to hadith, so I'm listening to a class, and I'm doing something on my hands, multitasking. And most importantly, when you're at work, what do you do on your break? Do you pull out your book, do you read, or do you go on TikTok and Instagram, or X, or something even worse than that? So what do you do with your free time? Most people don't take advantage of their free time. So, I said this before and I'll say it again. If you want to know how long 24 hours is, if you want to know how long 60 minutes are, how long an hour is, get an hourglass. Put it down, sit in front of the hourglass, and don't move for 60 minutes. I guarantee you're going to go crazy, you're going to go mad staying still for 1 hour. You're going to go crazy. Don't move for 60 minutes and look at the hourglass. That shows you how much time is within 1 hour. But not when you're laughing, joking, listening, dancing, singing, blah, 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 blah. So there's time in the day. But how do you value it? How do you value it? So when you get a break, go back to your studying. As you study. And inshallah ta'ala, slow and steady wins the race. Consistently studying for just 2 hours a day is better than you being a full-time student of knowledge, in which on the weekend you go and you have fun, you hang out, and you don't study at all. So that's my advice. It's doable. And at the same time, last but not least, you must وحتى يثر الفقر على كل شيء. You gotta give precedence to poverty. You gotta sacrifice. You can't be worried about what you look like, what you're going to eat. You have to give precedence to poverty. I'm not working because I'm studying. And once you get the knowledge under your belt, khalas, everything else you can get. Wallahu ta'ala alam. Fadal. Bismillah. Should someone delay their marriage before seeking knowledge? I've also explained this in Before the Hadith on Seeking Knowledge, Volume 2. Which one do you do first? Get married, go overseas, get married. It depends on who you're marrying. You're marrying a sister who's like you, get married. You're marrying a sister who's normal, who doesn't have intention to seek knowledge. Don't get married until you have something tangible under your belt. Tangible. At least I made HDVIP. I finished the Mahad. I finished Kuliya. I have basic ijazah. I finished this basic level. Do not get married and you're at zero. Because whether you like it or not, even if your wife is studious, she has rights upon you. And there are things that you have to do for her that may take you away from your books. But if you can find a sister who's young like you, who's inquisitive, who wants to learn, listen to that. She's going to help you in your studies. And as well for sisters. If you find a brother, a true student of knowledge, not a brother who just says it, but someone who actually wants to study, he's going to help you, inshallah ta'ala. So it depends. Can you multitask? How good are you with time management? Are you easily distracted? Are you absent-minded? It depends. But in general, at least get something under your belt before you get married. But if you're afraid and scared of haram, فَلْيَتَزَوَّجْ